qu'on allait prendre la route de l'aventure? Ah, monsieur le président, un pauvre qui vote pour celui qui l'a rendu pauvre. Si on était bien au pays, est-ce qu'on allait prendre la route de l'étranger? Ah, monsieur le président, à l'Assemblée, il y a un vieux. Vraiment. Au Sénat, il y a un vieux. Wonderful. À la présidence, il y a un vieux. Dans tout le gouvernement, il n'y a que des vieux. Des vieux, des vieux. Des jeunes prennent le chemin de la limite pour devenir des esclavos. Des jeunes prennent la route du désert pour entrer en Europe.
Hi, good day to the beautiful people of the Cameroons. My greetings to the beautiful people of British South Cameroons and the beautiful people of La République du Cameroon. I love you all. Ladies and gentlemen, today is the 14th of April 2025. I want you to mark this date. It's very important. Because what I'm going to say today, after October, I want this video that some people should repeat this particular video. It's very important. Because what I've been saying, ever since the reintroduction of multi-party politics, people don't listen. And the same people, they keep on doing the same thing while they expect different results. Ladies and gentlemen, today, I want to tell you why Mr. Biya, the CNU rebranded CPDM, chop people their money, they would defeat the so-called opposition, the non-functional opposition rather, with a landslide. I'll tell you why. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a party political broadcast by myself, Maître Mola Alex Ndiveli Singer, the leader of British Cameroon National Party. Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to do politics, then you're not ready that they should scrutinize or hold you to account or criticize you, then you are not fit to do politics. We criticize people based on their policies, based on the fact that they are non-functional. Maybe if your character is immoral, maybe ever since the reintroduction of multipartyism, most of you always sit and reappear during election. I know some of you, the CNU rebranded CPDM pay you money to stand as opposition so that they should say, oh, they were opposition. I know that. Because if there were any free and fair elections in the Cameroon, most of you who wants to be presidential candidate, you won't stand a chance. So ladies and gentlemen, why do I say Mr. Biya of the ruling chop people the money CPDM is going to win the so-called opposition with a landslide? Let me first start with the major national dialogue. The major national dialogue came out with a fake special statute, decentralization, and regional assembly. If you look at all the people who are benefiting from the so-called special statutes, decentralization, or regional assembly, none of them, they were not part of those who forced the major national dialogue. They were not part of it. So there are some people in the Cameroons, they specialize. When we bring small changes through protest, they just come and benefit and sit there. A politician is somebody who wants to bring change. An activist is somebody who wants political and social changes. And most of these people, they just sit there, disappear within 7 years when Mr. Biya wins. Then they come again to come and just stand and put faces. Then Mr. Biya will win again. They keep on doing. Since 1992. That's why I'm making this party political broadcast. I want to expose them today. Because sometimes these people are worse than Mr. Biya. They come to legitimize Mr. Biya. They come to legitimize a fait accompli. We had 1992, more than 30 years to fight for those changes. Because to me, the changes in the Cameroons, no so-called opposition political party, majority of them, I don't know about one or two of them, they have never been part of our changes. When it comes to Boya University, they were not part of it. When it comes to GCE board, they were not part of it. For the most part, multi-partism, all of them, they call themselves candidate or they have party. They were not there when we were fighting for multi-partism. They were not part of it. In Parliament, or what, when I was in Guakele, or fighting for René Zengele not to assimilate our educational system. These people just come to spoil things. In a democracy, it is people like myself who are fighting. When they give those things, I should be the one to sit in that position, not people who are dormant. They look at us like criminals. But in all of those people, when you sit, whether it's in the Cameroons, you see Western democracy, whether it's in France, whether it's in Belgium, whether it's in the UK, you see people debate and challenge each other. But when we want to do the same thing in the Cameroons, some of you think we are criminals. It's not criminals. You enjoy presidential debate in France, in the UK, in the United States and other Western democracy. But you are afraid of it so that it should not happen in the Cameroons. Because if it happens, most of you, these incompetent people who are in public offices, you will not be there. It's a fact. I speak with people in the Cameroon. Sometimes you'll be talking with somebody, he has got PhD. You even doubt whether that person went to primary school because they don't reason. Or the only reason that they reason is corruption, embezzlement, how the status quo should remain so that you should keep on stealing. That's what's in their brain. They will stay there for 20 years. They have been stealing for 20 years. Some of them, they were ministers before I was born. They are still ministers. Somebody like Chief Mukete, late Chief Mukete. He was a minister in Nigeria and he died a senator in Cameroon. Young Philemon was a minister in 1975. I was maybe a baby, small baby. He was a minister. Today, he's still representing the United Nations. He's still there. Mr. Biya started working in 1960. Mr. Biya is still there. Kavai Debris, all of them, Nyan Jifenji, some of them was not born when they had all those positions. They are still there. That's a little bit of diversion because I want to tell you why Mr. Biya will win a landslide. It's a fact. When they gave the so-called special status, I was the one who provoked something in the decentralization committee because they had only decentralization, it was fixed. And I challenged them, I told them off. There was a little bit of entropy. They came up with the so-called special status to follow us. I remember I had it on my Facebook page, I was showing it live. There was Cardinal Tumi and Chief Ebako. Chief Ebako was arguing with Cardinal Tumi. I was showing it on Facebook. Cardinal Tumi noticed it and Hogbe frowned his face. Live. They were arguing. Cardinal Tumi was saying that federation was working. Chief Ebako was saying, no, it's special status. After I came back, after the Grand National Dialogue, Chief Ebako, I saw a newspaper headings. Oh, there's nothing inside the special status. You see, these people, when they go for something, when they say special status, they don't sit and challenge what does special status means. What are the powers there? Decentralization. What is decentralization? What are you decentralizing? Prime Minister Diongute was my lecturer. I expect to be in power, not him. He should be on retirement. Who was my lecturer? He said it's a process. We have decentralization in the United Kingdom. Decentralization is not a process. It's transferring power. Nobody asks about it. What is decentralization? They don't bring experts to talk about, they just accept. Then CPDM will take it and go and twist it. Then nothing is there. That is the problem. That is what I say there's a non-functional opposition. If there was an opposition, they would have been playing this role that I'm playing. You ask, what is this? Decentralization is simply transfer of powers. In Scotland, they control their economic different from UK. That's decentralization. They have their taxation policy. They have a different legal system. They have a different money. They have a football team. They have decentralized power to them. Then there's a central power like the military, foreign affairs. They give them their own power. They decide on their own thing. They have their own parliament. They discuss their own local things. That is decentralization because they are Scottish. You cannot decentralize power on regions. Regions are administrative units. You can decentralize power to British Cameroons because we have different institutions from La République du Cameroon. You cannot decentralize power to regions. Britain have got 12 regions. The powers were decentralized to the countries. Countries are made up of human beings. So you transfer powers to those people. That's how you do it. Unfortunately, people don't question things. They don't ask questions. Oh, somebody will tell you, I'm a Southwesterner. You're saying that what? I am an administrative unit. You can never be an administrative unit. You're either your tribe or your country. I'm a Bakwarian from British Cameroon. Paul.Biya is a Bulu man from La République du Cameroon. That's it. You cannot be an administrative unit. If they annex your country, it's still your country. Whether they annex it, still call it. Poland was annexed. Africa was annexed, colonized. Oh, this man, is it Hitler annexed a lot of countries, but the country still remain that country. It's only La République and France that have annexed British Cameroons. Then they want to call it La République du Cameroon. A man and a woman, they get married. You don't want the woman to use her own name. The man only wants the name La République. No, it's two countries. I'll keep on diverting. The major reason, as I was talking about the spatial status, the point is, in the Cameroons, we don't have opposition in that. In 1966, when Ahidjo, Muna, and Foncha, they banned all political parties, vice president, president, prime minister, they banned all political parties in 1966. They say one-party system, unity. Nobody question it. Question it. National unity means what? Because the United Kingdom have got democracy, means it's not national unity. America and United Kingdom are more united than Cameroon. They are more united. So people don't question things. I keep on asking myself, how come that two countries came together? President Ahidjo was president of La République du Cameroon, or prime minister. John Gu Foncha was prime minister of British Southern Cameroon. So they keep on saying that they fool them, they deceive them. I don't believe Pa Muna and Pa Foncha. They are lying. If I'm joining a country, I'm from British Cameroon. You're from La République du Cameroon. I'll say, President Ahidjo, let's talk. Who will first be the first president? We have to have that debate. Because I'm a country, you are a country. Has Muna and Pa Foncha, have they ever talked to us that they have that debate? If I'm joining your country, we have to agree who is going to be that president. So was there something like that? Was there something like, okay, Mr. Ahidjo, you have to be president for maybe 10 years, then I will take over. If I am the one from another country, we should have that debate. I will not just go and be joining you. We make a constitution. Ladies and gentlemen, constitution is not a treaty. It's not an act of union. Constitution are rules, principles to govern a country. So a constitution cannot bind La République du Cameroon and British Cameroon. A constitution cannot bind you. So legally speaking, there is no legal union between La République du Cameroon and British Cameroon. What they are doing, they are just using Opuai on us. Go and ask any constitutional expert, even in the Cameroons. Ask them, can a constitution bind you? Two countries? No. A constitution cannot bind a country. These are rules. It's as if you are in Jangi house, you have your rules. What binds you is a union treaty or act of union. And even if an act of union binds you, it doesn't mean you cannot still leave the union. 300 years ago, Scotland and England, they signed an act of union 300 years ago. Scottish people, they said they want to leave. They gave them a referendum in 2014. That is democracy. Democracy is the right of self-determination. Ladies and gentlemen, let me not divert too much. My aim is, we don't have what we really call opposition in the Cameroon, because Muna and Foncha, they were opposition. They were supposed to oppose Aijo. They were supposed to say, no, why do you want us to have one party system? They refuse. All they care about is position, position, position. Okay, I'm still telling you why again, because we keep on repeating the same mistakes. When we fought for multi-partyism, they gave multi-partyism. Nobody in the name of opposition asks, what do we have rather a constitutional powers or duty? There's no powers. Ladies and gentlemen, in the Cameroons, you can only register your political party. Register your political party doesn't make you an official opposition political party. It doesn't. So all along, ever since the reintroduction of multi-party politics, no single opposition in the Cameroon have never said, what powers do we have? We want to be official. Official means you have your duties. They will say you have a right. Mr. Biya will sit in front of you. You ask Mr. Biya's question. You scrutinize the policies. You ask Mr. Biya, why is it that you promise deep seaport in Victoria, you have not done it? Why is it that you promise ring road, you have not done it? Why is it that you keep on changing the constitution, blah, blah, blah? You challenge him. There's nothing like that. In the Cameroons, when you say you're an opposition, you go in the street to protest and do it. You're an activist like any other person. You are not an opposition there. When we have activism, whether it's about Gaza or anything in London, politicians too, they go there, they are activists. They go there and demonstrate too. When you want to be official opposition, it should be in the House of Parliament. In South Africa, you see Julius Malema and the rest, they question the president. That's scrutinizing and holding the government account. Have we ever seen that? Opposition, they should sit there for how many years? More than 30 years to fight for this. All of them, they sit quiet. Or they give them money. When an opposition leader in the Cameroon was arrested, who was the person who said they should release him? Macron, the president of La République du Cameroon, the real president. Why? How does that concern him? Why did Macron not say they should release these Anglophones who are fighting for the right of self-determination? Why only one person? Ladies and gentlemen, some of these people, you don't know what they do behind the scene. In all French African countries, most opposition, they are fake. They pay them to come and stand. They pay them. I'm the one telling you. I know some of them. I will not call their name. They have been in France to lobby that if they want this candidate, if they don't want Biya, put me. I know them. They are there. They pretend. Nothing will change with them. And if you see, in any African country where you have a real opposition, French African countries in particular, when there's a real opposition, they will ban the person. Alassane Ouattara have banned this guy, who is a Senegalese, who was in this country in the UK, working in the city, a director, top guy, ban him because he's not in their circles. Most French African countries, those two people are the same people. Opposition and government are the same people. They talk behind the scene, so they just want to play the game. We don't really have real oppositions in the Cameroons. They will stop real opposition to stand. You can see real opposition only in English-speaking countries in Africa. That's where you see it. Although they are not all that effective, but they can change presidents. In the Cameroons, why I say, look, we have had 30 years for opposition to be challenging the Biya regime, that this is what we want. They will say, oh, it's impossible. I'll tell you, it was not the opposition. They were not the one who fought for Buea University, it's us. GCE board was us. Major National Dialogue was us. Even the early 1990, when we were protesting for multi-party, it's us. It was not an opposition political party. All these people who have political party in the Cameroon, I don't know if up to 10 of them were fighting with us when we were fighting. But when we fight, these people who don't understand how politics work, they want to come and lead us. That is the problem. And all of them, they have been failing, having poor results. That's a French system. You stand this year, after 7 years, the same people stand after 7 years. In an Anglo-Saxon country, if you stand once for election, if they defeat you, I don't think you will come again the second time, because you give room for other people to come, young people. If you look at the result, with the exception of, October 1992, Biya had 39, Frundi had 35. That's the official result. In October, 1997, Biya had 97%. Ugwele had what? 2%. Okay, what happened after that? They took Ugwele, instead of being an opposition, he went and joined the government, he became a minister. So we need an opposition. Opposition, they cannot be joining the government, then there's no opposition. That's why we say we need official, legal opposition. That you have to be challenging the government. Once you join the government, you're no longer an opposition. You're in coalition now, you're part of the government. Most people don't know that SDF, they were in coalition with the CPDM government for a long time. Once Mbandam was made vice president of the National Assembly, National Assembly is part of the government. So somebody like Mbandam have been there for a long time. That's the issue. So ladies and gentlemen, what I was saying, okay, was it 11th of October again, 2004? Frundi came again and stood there. Biya had 70%. Frundi had what? 17%. 2011, Frundi came again. The same person. That's French system. They don't give room for other people to come in. Biya had 77%. Frundi went down from 17% to 10%. 18 October 2018. Paul.Biya had what? 70%. Kamto had, 14%? Okay. All these people, they say opposition come together, join all their results. Since 1992, Mr. Biya will still beat them if you join all of them. So when they keep on saying opposition to come together, I can stand alone against all the opposition in the Cameroon and defeat them. Why? I'll tell you why. Because it's not about individual. We have one man, one vote. If I tell the people in the Cameroons that, look, we have different ethnicities. I want all the ethnicities to be autonomous so you can practice your customs. You can practice your tradition. Because, yes, we can take some of English and French tradition. The Asians, they do that. Japanese, they have their own culture. The Cameroon is a country that officially, at top level, we don't use our own culture and tradition. I've never seen Mr. Biya in public speaking his own language. But I see people in South Africa, they speak their own language in parliament. They will translate it. So Cameroon is a complete whitewash. A country with no culture. Then they talk about national unity. National unity means annexation. Forcing French institution on us. We can use our own indigenous culture and maybe 30 or 40% French, English. That's how it works. Japanese, they do that. Chinese, they do that. Other people, they do that. Then you will come and impose 100% French culture on us. We used to have our customary court in Boya there. What is happening to all those courts, customary court? Even in the United Kingdom, they have courts that decide on Sharia law, this Muslim, in the United Kingdom. Those are things they use for dispute resolution. So my point is, the so-called opposition in the Cameroons, they are putting the cart before the horse. Most of them, they think, oh, let's come together, we'll defeat Paul.Biya. Let me tell you something. If you go in the north of Cameroon, I want you to name me people who have political parties in the north of Cameroon, Marwa, Garwa, and Gande, who are more popular than Chiruma, more popular than Bello Buba, more popular than Mustafa, who was more popular than Daikole Daisala. Most of the most popular people, Kavai Libri, who are more popular and influential and have money, they are in the CPDM. So how do you want to win an election? Let's face facts. Yes, we know they rig it sometimes. Do you think you can defeat Bello Buba, Chiruma, Mustafa, Kabal Libri, the Lamidos in all those Marwa, Garwa, Gandere? They are all for CPDM. How can you defeat them? I want one so-called presidential candidate to come and tell me, how can you defeat, forget about Biya, can you defeat Bello Buba, Chiruma, Kabal Libri, the Lamidos, who are all supporting Paul.Biya? Can you defeat them in the north? Can you? So let's stop these things that we keep on playing since 1992. Yes, the rigged election I accept, but you people are not capable of defeating Mr. Biya, rig or no rig election, because the type of people who stand there, they are business people. They want to get their contract for government. You are not fit for purpose. People want something different. Somebody who have not stained his character with the CNU rebranded CPDM. That's what the people want. You cannot defeat them. That's the truth. You can't defeat them. What are the opposition? You come together. If you go to Douala is 50-50 for everybody. So some of you call yourself opposition. Bello Buba is an opposition who is in the CPDM now. It's no longer an opposition. One who have got, apart from the CPDM, who have got the highest number of seats after CPDM is Bello Buba. So in a democratic country, if we had a system that they recognize opposition, Bello Buba would have been the official opposition. I'm sure he had 7 seats in parliament. The other one, they come next 5-5-5. If you want to stand a chance to be a president, you have to show your prowess by start winning council seats, parliamentary seats. If I ask all of you, what have changed in the Cameroons? You say, oh, this time is different. This time is different. Mr. Biya will win landslide next election. I'm the one telling you. I want us to have this conversation after October. And immediately, Mr. Biya wins that election. I want to tell you, we'll banish all of you, this so-called presidential candidate. Banish you, because you're just a smoke screen. You come to legitimize Mr. Biya. Every time there's election, when they win you once or twice, go and stay in your house and keep quiet. Leave other people with fresh ideas to come. That's how democracy works. Give chance to other people. Have you heard one single Western country, have they criticized Paul.Biya of his age? But Mr. Biden, they criticize him of his age. So it tells you that those people, they want those people who put Mr. Biya like a trademark in front, why they are running the country from behind. That's what's happening. That is what is happening. Join all your own opposition. Take note, there are 2 kinds of oppositions in the Cameroon. There are some opposition, okay, they create their party, they have their own influence from where they come from, but they have joined CPDM. Jean Didier Momo, you cannot tell me that where he comes from, he hasn't got some small support. He's in the CPDM. So ladies and gentlemen, let's not stand and be fooling ourselves. We keep on repeating the same thing. Go and register. Okay? What I'm asking from all the opposition political party, since 1992, the reintroduction of multipartyism, can you come and put the list of your registered paid member? In a democracy, we are talking about elect and publish the list. Can you publish the list of your registered member? Because opposition, they have their own members. Can you publish your own list? That I have 1,000 members. I have 100,000 members. I have 200,000 members. Can you publish it? You don't have members. You're just relying on crowd. That's why British Cameroon National Party want to introduce real party politics. And we want that opposition should be officially recognized and we should have a constitutional duty. In politics, you need people who can advocate. Advocate, talk for the people. When there's no electricity, they talk. When there's rusty water, they talk. When there's poor hospital, they talk. When the people in power, they don't construct hospital, they come abroad for treatment, they challenge them. That is what you need. You don't call yourself a member of parliament, then you don't do the job of a member of parliament. If you say a person, this thing is a dog, I expect a dog to bark. If a dog doesn't bark, then it's not a dog. If you say you're a footballer, I expect you to play football. If you say you're a footballer, you don't play football for the rest of your life, you're not a footballer. So if you say you're a parliamentarian or a senator, let me see you do the job of a senator. Speak for us. Challenge the government. It doesn't mean because you are in the same political party with Mr. Biya, you cannot challenge him. You have in political party, you have the left, you have the center, you have the right, even the far right. In the CPDM, does everybody in the CPDM you think the same? Nothing have changed. And I'm making this video so that after October, all these chameleons that they hide, that they are opposition, then they go and take money from Mr. Biya. Then Mr. Biya defeat them with 39%, 97%, 70%, 77%, 70%. Mr. Biya will trash you guy again. I don't know why you people waste your energy until we change the constitution, until we call for a sovereign national conference, we call for a constituent assembly to draft a constitution. That's when we will be talking about winning an election. As things stands, the people who are in Elekam, they are CPDM militants. As things stand, the president of the Constitutional Council and co, they are CPDM militants. So how do you expect to win? How do you expect to win? You write an exam, you mark it by yourself. That's a mistake. I see some people too, they come, oh, I want a transitional government. Transitional government, only corrupt people use that word. Only in Africa. The Chad man will say transitional government, become president. The one in Gabon, transitional government, they remain there forever. Mr. Biya came transitional and put the constitution term of office and changed it in 2011. You don't need a transitional government. If you give me a country to run it, whether it's for one day, I will govern it. You govern government, you don't transit. Because today, if you are in power, I defeat you, I come there, I will change everything that you have done. That's how politics is. There's nothing like transitional government. Those are things for corrupt people in Africa. Stop using that word transitional government. There's nothing like that. We had a prime minister in the UK for about 45 days. He was governing the country. It's not transition. What do you transit? If you're there, you have your policy. You implement your policy. Maybe you're there for 1 year. If I defeat you in the election, I will wipe out all your policy if I don't like it and I start my own. That's how politics works. So you people should stop using those corrupt words, that transitional government. When I hear some of you use that word transition, it makes me sick. Transitional government in Africa means put me there, I will fix the things, put my friends there, then maybe I will leave or I stay. That's what you mean by transitional government. All government is transitional. No government or parliament can bound another person. If you're there, you put your policies. When I'm in power, I take over, I can change it. So what is transitional there? That's our problem. We need real politicians in the Cameroon. We need people who understand how to govern a country. We need people who will be talking about ideologies. We need people, if you want to be president or any position, start campaigning. Niger Farage took more than 30 years to be where he is. People just sit there. When Mr. Biya win election, you disappear for about 6 years. When they announce the next election, you appear. People keep on disappearing like Jesus Christ. At the age of 12 years, Jesus Christ disappeared. He appears. Is it at the age of 30 or what? Why are you doing Jesus Christ? An opposition leader should oppose the government on a daily basis. An opposition leader should be talking about the problem of our country every day. Where is the government? Where is Mr. Biya? Why are we not seeing Mr. Biya? Mr. Biya should be there visiting people in the market, going to the different provinces. Where is Mr. Biya? But no opposition leader is talking about it. There's no president on earth who should not sit down in a Tudi and hide. That's not presidency. Presidency is not to sit in a house. If you cannot go out to go to Bamenda, where we have problem insecurity, if he cannot go there, he's not a president. The job of a president is a job, work. You have to live it today. Every day be doing things. Donald Trump is now in the Gulf negotiating trade there. You cannot sit in a today. You say you're a president. You cannot. I cannot sit in my house. I don't go out and say I'm a president. No, that's not. A president must go out and be doing things. You cannot be delegating people. If you're delegating people, it means you're incapacitated. It means you should not be president. But no opposition leader, they are not talking about it. Nobody elected Ngongo. Ngongo should not be doing a job for an elected person. Nobody elected Ayulu. Nobody elected Shantabia. There's no job in the constitution like first lady. But I see things that concern president or presidential thing. Shantabia is there. Can you show me in the Cameroon's constitution any job that constitutional duty for the first lady? People are abusing powers in the Cameroons and no opposition party leader is talking about it. So there are oppositions who are in the CPDM now, and there are some few opposition out. Those opposition in the CPDM, they are more powerful than most of you who are not inside the CPDM. Bello Buba is more powerful than most of you. He can go from where he comes from and win elections and pull crowd. Bello Buba. Kabaye can go from where he comes from and pull crowd. Chiguma can go to where he comes from and pull crowd. But most of you, you stand there. Go to where you come from. If you're a politician, you come from Northwest. Go to Northwest first. Charity begins at home. Go there. Go and talk to Amber boys. Because anybody now wants to go is Boya. 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 Nama village too. All Mange village of Cameroon. Boya Nama village. Una over abuse that Boya. It's my village where I was born. It's my tribe. All we get tribe for Cameroon. If there's problem in Cameroon, people are killing people, kidnapping for ransom, and it happens from where you come from, you want to be presidential candidate, go to that place and start your campaign. And if you cannot talk to those people to stop, then you're not fit to be a presidential candidate. And as I say it, in the Cameroons, one last thing. We don't control our physical policies. The most important thing of any government is physical policies. No one opposition is talking about it. The fiscal policy is the way you manage your finance. This includes taxation, spending, borrowing, and debt. But when we have France that is controlling our monetary policy, our interest rate, devaluation, everything. We don't have a central bank in the Cameroons. They have a bank called CEMAC, which is run by France. So how can you manage your finances, your taxation, spending, borrowing, and debt? No opposition, so-called opposition leader. They don't talk about it. You want to go to power now. You cannot control these things. And that's how you can determine demand and supply or to make growth of the economy of a country. But all of you keep on fooling people. Because when you go there, you will not be able to control these things. Because France is controlling it. And without us being sovereign, without us coming out from CEMAC, without us having these two systems that we have in British Cameroon institution and our Republic institution, nothing will change, my brothers and sisters. It's either you people just want to replace Mr. Biya and go there and be embezzling too. Most of you, you don't sound as if you can change the countries. There's only one political party that will change the Cameroons, and that's British Cameroon National Party. So, ladies and gentlemen, this has been a party political broadcast by myself, Maitre Mola Alex Ndive Lisinge, the leader of British Cameroon National Party. Today I came And message was that Mr. Biya is going to have another landslide. Thank you very much.
On était bien au pays, est-ce qu'on allait prendre la route de l'aventure? Ah, monsieur le président, un pauvre qui vote pour celui qui l'a rendu pauvre. Si on était bien au pays, est-ce qu'on allait prendre la route de l'étranger? Ah, monsieur le président, à l'Assemblée, il y a un Dieu, vraiment. Au Sénat, il y a un Dieu, wonderful. À la présidence, il y a un Dieu. Dans tout le gouvernement, il n'y a que des vieux, des vieux, des vieux. Des jeunes prennent le chemin de la Libye pour devenir des esclavos. Des jeunes prennent la route du désert pour entrer en Europe. À l'Assemblée, il y a un vieux, Sonia Touko. Au Sénat, il y a un vieux. À la présidence, il y a un vieillard. Dans tout le gouvernement, il n'y a que des vieux, des vieux, des vieux.